segment there in terms of transition. And you look and we've all done it. Finished playing as professionals and then transitioned out. And look to see how we're going to make our way in the world. Is that coaching? Is that in business? Et cetera, et cetera. And for those Japanese players that are recruited out of university to come and work for these companies, what a great opportunity. They've got that ability to learn a corporate lifestyle in a cushioned environment. Would that be fair to say? And also be a professional rugby player. So that transition piece that as Kiwis or Irish or other players from around the world, it's not such a steep cliff. They're just
Massive.
yeah. I mean, it's a fascinating system.
It's fascinating. Sorry, Glenn, go on.
No, I was going to say, I think it's definitely a way forward. And look, we all know how tough it is when you finish playing. And, everyone goes through it, that you might have a 10-year professional rugby career, but you're definitely going to need to have a second career.
Yeah, for sure.
And when you look at, our peer groups that are working and start off in an organisation at 22, they're 10 years ahead of us.
Yeah.
It's a genius idea as well, not just from the player, from the company. I remember when I was a kid, I remember watching Toshiba came over on a tour, and they came like armed with TVs. And when they were playing, they were dishing out TVs. So like, if you're looking at it from, number one, it promotes the brand of the company. Number two, they're engaging the community. Number three, they've got like ready-made people that they can recruit both from the community and players. It's like a masterstroke. If you look at I know it's a different circumstance now, but if you look at Tony Rowe at Exeter Chiefs, he built his company around sponsoring Exeter Chiefs, the branding and everything. I think that's where perhaps like rugby's losing his kind of engagement with the community in the UK about how they deal with sponsors.
I think there's room for it. I totally agree with this. There's plenty of room for it.
Yeah.
You look at even in the potted history of the past of, I'm trying to think, guys like would have jobs, that got a job in the city. If they went to a London club, got a job in the city, and all of a sudden away they went. And there was room for both. And I think there's still definitely room for both. Most of the companies in Japanese rugby are consumer facing. So you talk about Toshiba with televisions and consumer electronics. They do other stuff as well. Panasonic, similarly, consumer electronics, Honda, cars. We have cars, but we also make ships and stuff. And not everyone's going to buy a ship. But the reality is that Suntory is one of the biggest brewing companies and beverage companies in the country. So they're all trying to push their products out. But when you look at guys going to work for Toyota, who are a massive organisation, and they go in there on a company employee position. Well, when they finish as a player, they can then go and probably work in a dealership anywhere in the country. So they might be able to go back to where they were from and, become a car salesman or work in the dealership doing something. So I think the chance to give skills for the long term, I think rugby can still do that, because that's really what rugby used to be, that sort of network that you went to a club and turned up as a Kiwi from the middle of nowhere and met someone who says, "Oh, you need some work? Yeah, come with me. I'll come and learn how to do this." And next thing you're working in recruitment, and you're like, "I don't know anything about recruitment. What I do now, I was taught it." And that's, I think, what we can. It'd be great to see more of that happening in the game globally.
And I think you've also got a lot more balance there. You've got your players that are off doing, whether they're studying, whether they're working in a company like you've got in Japan, whether they're learning a trade or whatever. If they're spending their day off doing something productively, or there's plenty of hours in the day. As a professional player, they could be doing something. They're getting that able to switch off from the tasks that they're doing. doing, and I think then become back more refreshed and excited, as we all did back in the day when we turn up, 2 or 3 nights a week. You're excited to do the fun stuff, which is playing rugby, and as you say there, there's still a great role and a lesson there to be learned, I think, for all clubs all around the world there, to help develop the person and the skills that they've got makes them a better rugby player come Saturday.